So, I don't know what I was gonna say.
You're gonna the final product.
Right. So it's been a crazy couple of days, and Sarah, who's over there,
Hi.
and I have been working on an immense amount of stuff just to print out content as much as possible in the last, like 4 days?
Yeah.
It's been crazy. We finished the first thing, which is basically like a really cool vlog that our friend Dan did. Danny, yeah. Danny did. And he literally sat down and just went for just this stream of consciousness, just blur of stuff. And it turned out to be really funny and really cool. So here it is right now. Let's watch it.
Ooh, yeah. All right, hello everyone, and welcome to science class with Danny. Today, I'm gonna go on the internet and I'm gonna look up some questions that people have about science, and then I, without using any Google or any form of resource whatsoever, will attempt to answer it using nothing other than my narcissism and my genuine and almost Stockholm syndrome-like appeal towards the biological sciences. Let's begin. So, I will be using my phone to look up questions. For all intents and purposes, I will be searching. Oh shit, wow. Oh wow, make sure your history is cleared before you ever shoot videos, kids. But questions about science. Yes. Popular science questions. Okay, so why do I feel dizzy when I spin? That's a really cool reason. Let's draw a person, okay? I'm gonna draw them and I'll show them to you. This is Spinning Todd, right? And Spinning Todd has a fatal brain disease where he cannot stop spinning for hours on end every day. And when he does stop spinning, he feels really dizzy and he can't look straight or walk straight and everything's kind of wrong, you know? And so Dizzy Jack, or whatever the fuck his name was, he's like, whoa, what's wrong with me? Why am I all dizzy, you know? Why am I all dizzy? And it's just like a whole disaster. And the reason that happens is because your ears, they have a fluid in them. The fluid is kind of like what dictates your body's ability to orient itself and like tell if it's balanced or not. Like if you've seen those like balances that like people use when they want to see if something's like perfectly aligned and it has a little air bubble in there, it's kind of analogous to that. Think about it that way. And so when you spin a lot, you're kind of fucking up your bubble. And kids, no one should ever fuck up your bubble, right? It fucks up your bubble and then you just can't walk straight or anything. So that's why that is. All right, next question. What are stem cells? Oh, now this is pretty cool. So I'm gonna draw two living things here and you're gonna tell me what the difference between them is. Okay, so what's the difference between this human and this like disabled giraffe thing and this blob with an eye, right? The difference is that the human has differentiated cells. The cells are different from one another. But in this blob, all the cells are the same. Even though it's a multicellular creature, all its cells do the same thing. They're the same thing, right? And that's pretty fucked up, right? Like individualism, like that doesn't exist for that. You know? Stem cells, like when you're like a baby and you're like inside of your mom, and like you're still growing and you're not really alive yet, and when you're there, all your cells don't really have a role yet, and so they can do anything, and that's called a stem cell. And those are important because later on in life, we're trying to find ways to use stem cells to regrow parts of your body. So if you're a dipshit and you smoke too much, or if you're an ass fuck and you drink too much and you've lost your lungs or your liver, we can make more of those for you. And now the ethicality of that is a little bit complex because like we would technically be making more of you to harvest them, but we've been harvesting people for generations anyway, so how's this new, you know? Clones. It's the future. Right, next question. This is great. I'm having a great time. I should drink some water. Yeah. What's the difference between bacteria and viruses? Oh, this is neat. Where the fuck did my pen go? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a new pen. All right, so here's the gist. On a molecular level, you're made of a cell, like a bajillion of them. Like all of those cells work together to make you. And all of them love you very much because they are you. They compose your entire being. We're a multicellular organism because there's like a bunch of them and we're really complicated and they all work together and they're all alive and they're all their own thing, but they're also our thing. And that's really special. You're never alone. But bacteria is just kind of a cell in and of itself. It doesn't really do much with all other cells, and As a result of not having like a family, so to speak, it becomes a kind of a little bit of an asshole. You know, it becomes a bitch, so to speak. And it invades your body, and it notices that all the other cells are friends with each other, and it doesn't have any friends. So it eats up all your nutrients and fucks up your cells, and then makes trillions of babies so that it can have friends. And your body realizes that, and it gets superbly angry. So it triggers the whole immune response, and then you kill it, and it dies. Viruses are a little bit different. So if a bacteria is a single cell, and let's draw a bacteria here. Notice the flagellae. It means tail. It's Latin for bitch. I don't know what it's Latin for. Well, a virus is a little bit more complicated. All right. So this is a bacteria. A virus is like this, and it looks a little bit like a vehemently. It's a cactus of death. And what it does is it binds to the cells in your throat, right? And that's where the most accessible cells are for it in this instance, the common cold, and it binds to those cells and it hijacks them to make more of it. It just takes control of your body. And then your entire immune system's like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you making viruses? And then the original cell's like, oh shit, I've been figured out. And then they kill it. And then it dies. And that's how you get a sore throat, is because you're having a very small civil war. Like a mind control, like an alien mind control civil war is going on in the back of your throat if you think about it. That's really profound. Here's the cat. I want to introduce you guys to this wonderful loaf of bread. Come here. Actually, this is a great moment to demonstrate science as well, ladies and gentlemen. This is a cat. Hey, sorry. Hey! We love each other. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, the cat is almost as confused as I am. Why does our diversity offend you? So anyway, that's how to settle the Israel-Palestine conflict.
Alright, next question.
Okay.
You need to find the next question.
Oh, shit. Okay. There's 20 big questions in science. How did life begin? Holy fuck. Alright, so I'm gonna need more paper for this. Right, this is gonna be beautiful. Why does life exist? So a long time ago in the oceans, there wasn't shit. There was jack shit in the oceans, alright? It was just water. And then one day, holy dick, these hydrothermal vents in the ocean began spewing out like sulfur and shit.
Our producers are still learning how to do this.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We're good. Continue.
It's good. That's good.
Back to life. Geothermal vents here. They're just spewing out all their shit. And over like a gajillion years, little cells began forming. Now these cells are nothing like our cells now. Our cells are pretty cool. These cells were like ghetto ass cells. Like they didn't have any shit. They barely knew how to do anything. They more or less ate the chemical equivalent of rocks continuously to stay alive. That's pretty fucking hilarious. And they kept getting more and more complicated until they got bigger. And then they started eating each other. But what's a really big difference between cells and us is that in us life, if you eat another person, you don't really gain their powers, but in cell life, you do gain their powers. So, hypothetically speaking, if I was to eat the cat, hello, I'm gonna eat you? It's not gonna happen. I would gain cat powers. That's not how that works. So the cells started eating each other, and through doing that, they became more complicated. And as they became more complicated, they kind of teamed up and made more complicated life. And at first it looked like blobs, and then the blobs started taking better form. And some of those blobs looks like a me, and some of those other blobs look like a seahorse, or like a crocodile, or a plant, or a mushroom, or many of the living things in this world. Great question. Great question. Good question. This was interesting. First of all, absolutely. Second of all, I would like to send a tape of this to my childhood psychologist.
To your who?
Childhood psychologist.
Oh my god.
As you were going, I've just been getting tips. You're a tip here.
Oh, okay. So that's really fun. Anyway, to whoever watches this, I hope that you find love and peace in your life.
Okay, so what did you guys think? Should he start his own YouTube channel? Should he do something? We don't know. We think that he should totally start his own channel and make it a weekly thing.
Definitely.
But we'll see. Overall, super fun. Eventually, if he ends up doing something, we'll link it in bio and post it everywhere. But yes, glad you guys watched it. Cool. Bye. Bye.